Hello, welcome back to my channel. Welcome if you are new. We are diving into some more Scentsy. Every year around this time, my channel becomes flooded with Scentsy content, and that is because they are just coming off of Scentsy Family Reunion, which is their consultant convention where they go and get all of the Scentsy news and get the giveaways and all of that. I thought it'd be fun to compare two trainings that were done very close to each other. One was done before Scentsy Family Reunion and one was done after Scentsy Family Reunion, but they were both on recruiting and they were both by the same team. So first we're gonna watch the recruitment training that was done before Scentsy Family Reunion, and that is what this video is, and we're gonna get right the f into it. But first, we need the disclaimer.
Good for the most part. I'ma need a few ring for the whole squad. Head still on the swing for patrol cars. Know the flow so dope, need a no guard. In the road, give me ease. I'm a coast to the coast guard. Wanna see my whole car. Used to roll on the slow.
If you're not familiar with Scentsy, they are a MLM, also known as a multi-level marketing company, network marketing company, social selling company, party plan company. Some would even refer to them as a pyramid scheme. And the reason for that is because they do run off of a recruitment-based business model, meaning the more people they recruit onto their team, the more money that they will make from those people's sales, and so on and so forth. Now, these companies do carry products to sell to, in my opinion, and in the opinion of many others, cover up the fact that they might be running an illegal pyramid scheme, or at the very least running a unethical business. But that's just allegedly. The products that Scentsy chooses to sell is, you might have guessed by the name, scented product. We used to be talking about wickless products. So the warmers that you plug into the wall that have the light bulb and the dish that warm wax and make your place, your space smell good. They have scented stuffed animals, they have laundry, and now they've introduced the candle. Anyway, the consultants within Scentsy just came off of their Scentsy Family Reunion. And if you've never heard of Scentsy Family Reunion, first of all, you're probably new here, so hi and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. But second, Scentsy Family Reunion is the convention for Scentsy consultants, and a good majority of the consultants that are very bought into the company, that think they're running their business, go to these conventions. How do I know? I'm so glad you asked. I was in Scentsy for about 4 years, and I went to 2 of these Scentsy Family Reunions. One was in Las Vegas and one was in Nashville. I talk a bit about that in my 2 previous videos where we focused on Scentsy Family Reunion a little bit more, but in this video, we're gonna talk about the recruiting that Scentsy does and observe a training on why now is the time to recruit into Scentsy. When they say now, they are referring to pre-Scentsy Family Reunion, because that is when this training took place. Let's stop talking. Let's stop babbling. We have all of the background. Let's get the fuck into it, okay?
Yeah, that would be great.
All right. Welcome to Mindset Monday. I'm so excited you guys have joined. I have missed your faces the last few weeks. We have been traveling. My 2 kiddos played in a World Series in Florida this past week. So that was super fun. But we were Monday night. This last Monday was we went to Crab Island in Florida for the day. And then at night we had a big team dinner, so I couldn't join. And then the Monday before, I think it was the Monday before, we're in Cancun. Or it might have been the Monday before that. I don't remember. This is the month of, or I guess the 30, 45 days of trips. And so I wish they were more spread out, but they're not. And so, but I missed you guys last Monday or the Monday before, because last Monday would have been leadership. But it's good to see you guys tonight. So I've been catching up because, when we go on vacation, I do disconnect a little bit. That doesn't mean I don't disconnect handing out samples like crazy. I handed out 50 samples, room spray samples, while we were gone. We had a 14-hour road trip from Oklahoma to Florida. And so I handed out samples all along the way. I handed out samples once we got there. I left the owners of the condo that we stayed at a warmer and bar and catalog, and wrote a little note.
Why are we still doing this? You're going on vacation and you're constantly handing out samples and thinking about how you can throw Scentsy in people's faces every chance you get. What kind of time freedom and vacation is that? That's horrific. And also, some people don't like scents. I feel like candles are always a good gift if you know the person likes candles and you know their taste. However, if you don't know a person well and you don't know them personally, how do you know they like to have scented things in their space? How do you know what scents they like? I just feel like leaving those types of things and recommending other consultants to leave those types of things as tips or gifts for hostesses and things like that, it can be a waste because it's such a personal gift and such a personal thing and style and taste that you really have to know the person. And when you're talking about just gifting it to hotel staff or Airbnb cleaners or Airbnb hosts, it's a little bit of a sticky situation, and you might just be wasting the money you spent to purchase that warmer and that wax, or regardless of how you got it, you could just be wasting it and giving it to somebody who's never going to use it or throw it away. I don't know. It just doesn't, it never made sense to me when they did that, even with the scent circles. Because again, how do you know that that person is going to like that scent? How do you know that person isn't just going to be like,
this is some nasty shit,
I'm going to throw this away? It could just be a waste. Scent is a very specific thing that you can't just go around handing out full-size products to people and think they're going to like it if you don't know them. That's enough rambling for now. Let's get back into it.
She actually messaged me and thanked me so much and said that she may look into buying Scentsy for her condo to keep in there and keep stocked. So I then mentioned the wall fans to her just because it's waxless. I'm hoping to hear back from her saying that she wants a bunch for, the different rooms. She said she owns 7 condos. So that would be cool. But regardless of that, other than handing out and talking about Scentsy, I do disconnect social media wise from Scentsy a little bit on these trips. And so I was just
so disconnected from work. I think you would be more connected to your family if you were just connected on social media and you didn't have to worry about handing out samples the whole time you're on vacation.
Catching up on all the things. And I hope, thanks, Pat. Thanks, Alnetta. I miss you guys too. I'm sure you guys have seen all the things, but super, super cool that we have weekly pay. You can go into your accounts tab now and click subscribe. And you can get paid weekly off of your PRV, right? And there's a $5 fee with that, just FYI, just because it costs Scentsy to do that. So they just throw the fee on us, but that is really cool option. If you go have a $500 party this week and submit it, that's over $100 that you can get put on your card next week. So underneath your news tab, there's a whole article that describes all that, but I just want to mention it because I knew it was coming. But again, I was kind of off social media as far as that goes. So I just was reading all about it. But tonight, I'm so excited to talk about the $9 join special that Scentsy is doing. It is incredible. I already have 2 recruits from it, and I've kind of been in a little bit of a dry spell from recruiting. And so I was just going to talk about that tonight, talk about the things that I'm doing.
I'm against this business model, right?
who would have guessed it?
But I just want to point something out. I don't want anybody to take this and run with it and think that they should join an MLM or anything like that. If you are in an MLM and your business, whatever, your company is running a join special and it's that deeply discounted and they're only paying $9, what is the quality of the recruit that you just got? What are they going to do for your team? Are they even going to sell anything? Did they just do $9 so they could get those coupons that come with the $9 special? Or they're just like, stop hounding me.
Just take my money.
I'll give you my $9 and I'll join. There are so many factors because it's only $9. It's still $9, but it's only $9 compared to $99. You want somebody who's starting a business, who's starting anything, to have some kind of skin in the game. Otherwise, nobody's going to have any kind of motivation or real reason to put work in to get anything in return, if that makes sense. You want somebody who is going to pay the $99 if you are in an MLM, and you want the quality people who are going to do the work to recruit and sell. So why would you be so excited about a $9 join special? I think that it points to the fact that these individuals are so uneducated in business that when they see that low dollar sign, they just think that's great. They could get more people, but they're not looking at the big picture of how long are these people going to last? Are they just going to be here this first month and then go inactive and then fall off? Or are these quality recruits that are paying $9 to join my team? Just saying.
Maybe little things that'll help you. So one thing that I did when I heard about the $9 join special is I first went in and messaged all my people who have ever thought about joining. And I will put those screenshots or I'll post the verbatim on our Mindset Monday page.
She's been with Scentsy for a while. She messaged all of the people who ever showed interest, or probably all of her customers, to be honest, and she got 2 recruits. That speaks volumes. This individual has been in Scentsy for so long. How many people do you think she was messaging?
100
More.
200
More.
500
Probably.
Page, so you guys will see that. I also posted about it on social media. That's where I got one of my recruits. And then the other one was from personally messaging. And so right now is a great time to join Scentsy, you guys. It's such a great time. There are fewer consultants now than there have been in years. And that's just part of the cycle of direct sales. You're going to go through ebbs and flows where it feels like everywhere you turn is a Scentsy consultant or a Scentsy vehicle. And then you're going to have years where you're like, there's not very many consultants. And so right now, we are at a great time to recruit because there's a lot fewer consultants. So there's a lot more customers for those of us that are selling, but there's also a lot more potential recruits. You know, there are people turning 18 every day.
There are people turning 18 every day? What?
You know, there are recruits because people turn 18 every day.
Oh my God. This is where we're speechless. This is where the saturation issue comes in. They are literally waiting for people to turn 18. They're waiting for babies to turn 18 so that they can be like, hey, you can join Scentsy now for $9. Don't do that. They are still babies at 18. Don't do that to them. They have so much potential.
Leave the kids alone, man.
There are people being born every day where their parents want to stay at home. And so there's a lot of opportunity right now to recruit. The economy is still kind of crap. And so people are looking to make extra money just because of inflation. And one thing I want you guys to keep in mind, one of my recruits that I got this month, this is so bad, but I never in a million years would have thought she would want to join. She has 6 kids. They're all in sports. 2 of them are the same age as 2 of my boys. She is a very busy mama. She's ordered Scentsy probably 3 times from me. I've known her for 5-6 years. So she was just no one that was necessarily on my radar. And she saw my post, which again, I'll post screenshots on our mindset page and you guys can steal whatever you would like. But she saw my post and I'm like, oh my goodness, if Jackie, that's her name, if she is interested, and she's only bought from me 3 times in the last couple of years, who else do I have that may need extra money or may be interested? And so it just got me thinking. And so I actually asked ChatGTP to come up with some images for me. And I'm going to post all this stuff on Mindset. You guys can use anything that you want, but let me just show you a couple of these cute images that it made me. It says, I don't know if you guys can see that. Super, super cute. It says, you spend $9 on a glass of wine. Why not spend $9 to join, phone battery low, to join Scentsy? I was like, that's brilliant, right?
Because they don't fucking want to. They get something out of the wine. They get the enjoyment of the taste. Maybe they're wine enthusiasts and they get to inspect the wine and taste all of the notes. Is that the verbiage that you guys use? Let me know.
Well, if you ask me, the bouquet is a little too robust for a Merlot. But then again, I'm partial to the softer California grape.
So they get to taste all of that. What do they get from Scentsy? You and this team and these trainings and handing out samples on vacation and having to recruit more people and hound more people. A glass of wine sounds so much more enjoyable. That's just my opinion though. Tell me what you think. Even a mocktail. I will pay $14 for a mocktail before I'm going to spend $9 to join a business that's not even my own business.
Another one that I had it make is you spend $9 on Chick-fil-A. Why don't you spend $9 to join Scentsy?
Can you just leave these people alone? Leave Brittany alone! They are buying what they want to buy. Comparing it to joining Scentsy is so fucking stupid. You sound like a child.
Mommy, you spent $9 at Chick-fil-A. Why can't you spend $9 to get me this?
No.
And so I will put, like I said, I'll post all these images. You guys feel free to use. I will say the most effective tool in recruiting is one-on-one. You can post on social media every day, every week, depending on the algorithm, half your people won't even see it. So the best thing you can do is go through and message people that you think would be interested in joining. I do want to make a few mentions on this $9 join. So this is what, if you haven't seen what it comes with, this is what it comes with. If you want a list of this just to print out, if you go to your workstation and click on the news tab, I always do view all news, and then you just scroll down and you'll find it. So it's $9 to join all of this month, right? For $9, you get 3 digital customer coupons for $90 off an order of 100 or more. Holy moly, that's huge, right? You get exclusive access to deeply discounted bundles of business tools. So once they become a consultant, they can go into Scentsy store and they'll have special tools that are highly, highly discounted. I haven't seen what they are. Someone can unmute if they have, but I'm assuming it's catalogs, testers, that kind of thing. You get free virtual streaming only registration for SFR. Again, incredible. You have 3 free months of your personal website, and you get full access to all marketing training materials on the workstation. Also, when that consultant gets active in July, that means they sell 250 PRV, they get a free new season sales kit, which includes 1 bar and each of our new seasonal fragrances. Holy moly, that's incredible just right there. They just become active and they get that. That is really, really cool. So those are just some perks. But guys, I would be utilizing this $9 join kit. It is massive. It is amazing. That is the cheapest that I've seen Scentsy ever come out with.
Again, very telling. It's the cheapest they've ever come out with. They're going against their word with the launch of the candle.
Yogi, it looks like the ship is sinking.
Y'all aren't seeing it yet. Some of y'all are, and I see you getting out, and props to you. Hallelujah, praise the Lord, finally. But these are all red flags. These are all signs.
Go back while you still can. This is not the way.
And again, that doesn't come with a bunch of physical business supplies, but they get highly discounted ones. Does anyone know off the top of their head I guess I can ask my new recruits if no one knows what tools come highly discounted. If anyone knows, unmute. Not yet. Okay. I will ask.
Our new recruits aren't on your training call? Oh my goodness. I wonder why. Quality of the recruit, right? They paid $9 to join. They're not coming to these calls ever.
Now, this is only my opinion, but it's one I value highly.
Ask my new recruits to send me a screenshot of their business tools. That way we can spread the word. But a couple things. We don't know unless we ask, right? Don't ever prejudge who you think may be good. I've had people that I'm like, oh my gosh, she's going to be a rock star, do nothing. And then I've had people that join and I'm like, oh my gosh, why didn't I get her to join sooner? So when you're asking people to join, don't do diarrhea of the mouth is what I call it. Carly has a picture of it. Yes, Carly, that'd be awesome. But less is more, right? So for example, one of my customers who I really think will be amazing at it, I messaged her. Let me pull up her little screenshot. And I just said, hey, Samantha, I think that you'd be amazing at Scentsy.
No, not Samantha. First of all, whenever I hear the name Samantha, I kind of want to throw up. Nobody calls me Samantha.
Don't ever call me that in public.
Not one soul, just my mother. And the doctor and waiting rooms and things like that. Anyway, just hearing that made me cringe. Hearing my name come out of her mouth in a Scentsy call made me want to turn into a roly-poly.
They found me later in the fetal position sporting a full beard.
If you ever thought of joining, it could be a great way to help you earn some extra money to pay for your kids' sports. It's $9 only this month. Let me know if you're interested. So less is more. I just told her she'd be good. I paid her a compliment because I truly think she would be. Her kids are in sports and it's very expensive. So in my mind, I planted a seed with her with what it could pay for. And then I just said, let me know if you're interested. She wrote back and said, oh, I'm super interested. How many hours do I have to work a week? And I just said, well, it just depends on how much you want to make. The more you work, the more you make. She said, well, this is really interesting. What I get for $9. So I sent her a screenshot and I said, you'd get business supplies, deeply discounted. You'd get a website, you'd get a bunch of digital tools, and you get 3 coupons for 3 of your customers. She said, okay, that sounds awesome. Let me talk to the husband. So that was yesterday. So I figure I'll probably follow up tomorrow if I haven't heard back. But less is more. I didn't tell her all the details in the beginning. I'll post it. Hey, Carly, you may have to Facebook message it because on our Mindset Monday page, it's people can't post on there just because we don't want to turn into a Facebook group. So message me on Facebook. Hopefully we're Facebook friends. and then I can post it too. Okay, sending it. Perfect. You're the best, Carly. So just something simple, right? So I always think about recruiting as their interest, not mine, right? So find a way for Scentsy to fit in their life. I have another customer that I had mentioned joining to. She owns a, I don't know what you call it, but they house horses. Like they take care of horses. Like people come and bring their horses to them. Anyways, she loves Scentsy. Every time there's a flash sale, she orders like $200. If I'll send her certain specials because I know what scent she likes. So if they do certain bundles, I'll send it to her. She always orders at least $100. And so I just messaged her.
Interesting how she pointed that out. Like, oh, I know what scent my customer likes, so I know what to send her. But in the beginning, she's like, I left this for my Airbnb host who I've never sold Scentsy to before. I just wanted to point that out. You do with that information what you want.
And I just said, hey, I know you love Scentsy and you're a Scentsy addict. Have you ever thought about joining? It's only $9 this month and supporting your own habit and making money off of it. And she wrote back, super tempting. Send me more information. And so I could have just said, hey, Sandy, I think that you would be amazing at Scentsy. It's $9. It comes with this, blah, blah, blah. You only have to sell 250 once a year, blah, blah, blah. But sometimes leaving out those details and just leaving a few sentences to intrigue them is great. So, Carly's sending it right now. Let me see if you've already sent it. And I will pull it up. Oh, she did. Okay. So Carly, do you remember how much that deeply discounted bundle is? This is what she just sent. I'll post this also on the mindset page with everything else. So I don't know if you know how much that is, Carly. I don't, but I'll look. You are the bomb. So it looks like samples, looks like consultant startup guide, a product training guide, a product list, catalogs, and looks like maybe the new testers is what I'm guessing. So that's quite a bit of steps. So again, I'll post this on our Facebook mindset page. A couple other things that I wanted to mention. Oh, okay. Yeah, a couple things too that I want to mention is I think a big thing nowadays is people aren't necessarily sharing their story or sharing what Scentsy's done for them. And so I would challenge you this week to post on social media what Scentsy has done for your life. Maybe it'll connect with someone. Maybe it pays for your gas bill or your cell phone, or maybe it's allowed you to go on trips, or maybe it's allowed you to go on vacation with your family once a year. Maybe it's allowed you to grow and, have those friends outside of your regular work, or maybe it's your escape. But I highly encourage you to share your story and what Scentsy's done for you this week.
The whole tell your Scentsy story thing always gets me because essentially with these stories, when these consultants with any company are telling you what a company has done to change their lives, blah, 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 it has nothing to actually do with said company. It has to do with the unethical business practices that go on behind the scenes. The best way to put it, it's specifically more for the culty aspect of come join my team because it's amazing and it will change your life. It is a direct selling company. You're selling products and it should never be that serious, ever. And if it does come off that serious when you're talking about a business opportunity, that is a red flag. This is a business. This is work. You don't have to have some kind of tear-jerking story as to why you started selling Scentsy. It could be as simple as I like the product. Again, not saying you should join Scentsy, but you shouldn't have to have some kind of deeper why tied to it ever. And when you're in Scentsy, they encourage you to find a deeper why so that you can invoke the emotion in other people who are listening to you and encourage them to join your team because they want some kind of emotional transformation. And that's not what happens in an MLM. They get you on their team and that's it. They want you to be on their team so they can make more money, not to help you through some kind of life transformation. For those purposes, you want to see a therapist, go to church, join an actual community where you don't have to pay $9 or $99 to get in or sell product or stay active. Those are the types of communities that you want to join. That's all. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. We got there.
But then we go.
Also, I challenge you in that post to talk about how it's only $9 to join. Another thing I would really encourage you, you did this today. See, Tiffany, we are on the same page. Another thing I challenge you to do is when you get paid, what is today? Today's the 7th. So you'll get paid Wednesday. When you get paid Wednesday, I want you to share one thing on social media that you're using with your paycheck.
Let's not do that, please. We don't need to post on social media what your job is allowing you to do because they paid you. I don't care how many times I have to say it and get pushback from these consultants, but you would never see, and if you do, that's a whole other issue, but you would never see somebody working a traditional job or working their actual small business go on after payday and be like, I went grocery shopping. I got my nails done because I have this business. I filled up my gas tank because I went to work. What? No, that's not normal. That's abnormal, and it should be a red flag. And I hope it is to people. If you see people bragging about what their job helped them purchase online and it's not satire, run away, block them, because they're going to be in your DMs if you don't block them, asking you to join their team.
It may be, and make sure you add the income disclosure. If you don't know what that is, just type in Scentsy income disclosure on Safari. It'll pull up and add that disclaimer to your post. But I challenge you at some point this week after you get paid to share one thing you're using your paycheck for, and also adding the $9 join special. It can be something like, today's been a great day. Scentsy paid us, and I'm using the money to go towards paying off our credit card, or I'm using the money for my car payment this month. Thank you, Scentsy. I'm so blessed that this has helped pay our car payment. Or headed to the grocery store using my Scentsy money. Thank you, Scentsy, for my payday.
Imagine if I just posted on the 21st of every month my payday.
Hey guys, I went and bought a cup of coffee on YouTube.
No, bitch, that was on me. That was on me. That's my money. I bought my coffee. I'm not thanking YouTube. I don't know. It's just so bizarre to me. And the amount of pushback that I've gotten from saying that is mind-blowing to me, because I just don't get the concept of going online and bragging about what your job allowed you to purchase and making it clear that it was because of your job. Obviously.
Thank you, Captain Obvious!
I love having this extra side income to help pay for our family's groceries. Income disclosure at the end. But I challenge you, and then in that, put, this month only, if this could be beneficial to you, if you want to help pay for your groceries, it's only $9 to join this month. Or added to purchase my long arm. Your long arm, what is that? But this, I think that we don't do this enough. And I think sometimes it's easy to think, okay, well, my paycheck was $400. Whoop-de-doo. I've made a lot more than that. Or in the past, it's been $1,000, or in the past, it's been $1,500. You guys realize, sewing machine for clothing. I got it. I'm with you now. You guys realize that $400 in today's economy is huge. That would likely be 2 bills for most people, or 3 bills for most people.
We're out of touch with reality here. In today's economy, $400 goes far?
Question mark?
I think you have it backwards, ma'am. Where are you living? These people are in the United States of America. We're f***ed here right now.
Everything is falling apart.
Just in case you didn't know, if you're not here with us.
Heck, even $100, that would fill up we have huge vehicles, but that would almost be 2 fill-ups on my vehicle. $100. That's huge in today's economy. And so my electric bill, yes. So post those things, right? You may have a friend on social media that is thinking, I don't know how I'm going to pay my water bill. If you guys knew how much our water bill was, we live in Piedmont, America, and we just got our water bill, and it's $375. Yeah. Yes.
But that money goes so far. Do you see how you just contradicted yourself? And instead of encouraging somebody to spend the $9 to join the team to maybe potentially make enough money to pay the water bill, why not encourage them to put the $9 that you were just going to take from them toward the water bill?
That's quite an idea.
What aren't you seeing here, ma'am? Am I losing my mind? Is this not Delulu just a little bit?
Yes. Yeah, it's a lot. Granted, we have a sprinkler system. We don't use it every day. We have a pool, but we don't fill it up every day. Fill it up maybe once a week, a little bit of water. It's ridiculous. Like our sewage fees alone, I could go into it. Our sewage fees alone are like $140 of that. Like who has to pay $140 in sewage fees? And our roads still sink, and we pay for road construction maintenance on them. Yeah, I could go on and on, but We really need to find a way to put a well on our land. Um, Side note though, by me just posting that, I may have someone in the neighborhood that says, "Oh my goodness, yes, I need help paying for my water bill. It's getting out of control." So don't ever think that your paycheck is too little, because it can be massive. I was just at my friend Allison Petty's house. I don't know if she's on or not. Um, and she does hair at her house, and my son does tutoring right, like a mile from her. And so every week, whenever Lincoln does tutoring, I go hang out with Allison. She's a consultant. A lot of you guys know her. She's amazing, but she does hair. And the lady was sitting in her chair, and she was talking about how she sent her son to um, Falls Creek. And she said how expensive it was. She said, it's just crazy because everyone wants their kid to go to Falls Creek. Falls Creek is a church camp down here that's really well known in Oklahoma. And so she was talking about how, everyone wants their kid to go to Falls Creek, but it's just so expensive. She doesn't have people can afford it. And I was like, well, how much is it? And Allison said, well, I paid $225 for my kid to go to Falls Creek. And it's crazy she's spent that much for her kid to go and hear the gospel and hang out with friends for a week. And it got me thinking. And the lady sitting there said, she said, I just don't know how I can continue to come up with the money for things like this. And it's true. Scentsy could be someone's way to send their kid to church camp. It could be, they could have 2 parties and send, and pay for 3 tanks of gas.
We get it. She's talking in circles now. She just keeps repeating herself that Scentsy could help people pay for things because it's a job. You are a 1099 contracted employee. Not surprising. However, these people that you're talking about, the ones that are having trouble paying their bills, they better hope if they join Scentsy that they have a large group of people that you aren't already selling to or somebody else isn't already selling to, and that also will join their team so that they can make enough money to potentially pay that bill, which is highly unlikely, especially if you're looking at the income disclosure statement from Scentsy. You can see right here on the income disclosure statement that in Group 1, which is consultants who were within Scentsy for the entirety of 2024. So they were with Scentsy for all 12 months. The minimum annual commissions was $6. Max was 1.1 million, which is highly unlikely. The average annual commissions was just over $1,500, and the median annual is $466, which is the number that you want to look at because that is going to give you the best average number of what all of these consultants made in 1 year. Now, if you look over here at Group 2, these are consultants who were not with Scentsy for the entirety of 2024. So they were not there from January to December. They joined or rejoined somewhere in between there. So obviously the minimum annual commissions is $0. The maximum is $182,000. Average is $151.45. And then the median for the people who were not in for the whole year is $77.68. So after looking at that, you can kind of get an idea of it not being likely that you're going to be able to make any kind of money within Scentsy to cover any monthly bill. But here we are. Throw in unicorn farts and butterflies everywhere into these people's faces.
Unicorn dust?
Because you're desperate and you need them on your team, allegedly, in my opinion.
It is unbelievable how much a couple $100 could truly change a kid's life, a parent's life, grandparent's life. My mother-in-law is on a fixed income because my father-in-law passed away from throat cancer. And, for her, she gets X amount of money each month. Some of you guys are in that same boat. You get a fixed amount of Social Security each month, right? And so any money that she makes beyond that is a blessing. And so when we look at paychecks of $100, $200, $300, $400, $500, whatever it is, we may think, oh my gosh, I could be making more. But you guys realize that $400 to someone on a fixed income is massive. That's huge, guys. For my mother-in-law, she does court reporting and court auditing. She audits transcripts.
$400, that's before taxes. And the odds of you making that in 1 month in Scentsy or any other MLM are so slim. You can look up the studies that the FTC has put out. I actually have an article that's always linked in my description that explains how and why the likelihood of succeeding in terms of making an income within an MLM is so low.
She's got Alzheimer's. She was just diagnosed with moderate stages of Alzheimer's. So She's not able to work as much as she used to, but it's crazy. She won't remember that I took her to 5 places yesterday. I didn't take her yesterday, but last week. But she remembers how to audit transcripts. It is crazy how the mind works. Like she just routine, just blah, 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 but all like she doesn't remember that we went to the AT&T store 5 times. No clue. No clue that I brought Jackson out to see her last week. Doesn't remember, but she can audit transcripts. And so when she's able to audit a transcript, it may take her a few days because she's not as fast anymore as she used to. But when she gets that $150 check in the mail because she doesn't remember how to use PayPal, you would think she won the lottery because it's truly helpful for her, right? So think about that with Scentsy. You offering someone this opportunity for $9 could be a game changer for someone. It could be a huge blessing. It's not a burden. And so you guys have to start asking. You don't know unless you ask. Don't be pushy, but present the blessing because you just don't know. Don't prejudge.
The blessing, present the blessing. These people think so highly of Scentsy, and it's scary because they really believe it's true. Have you actually read your income disclosure statement? Because it's anything but a blessing.
Again, I've had people who I didn't think that they were going to do anything that do something. I think that if you guys are in the same boat as me, it had been quite a while before I had gone through my list of all my contacts and really personalized messages, people on joining. And so this just gave me an excuse to do that. So I encourage you, go through the Scentsy Connect app, go through your Scentsy workstation, go through who reads your newsletters, right? And send them it can be a five liner. It can be, hey, Sylvia, hope you're doing well. I know that you love Scentsy. I don't know if you could use some extra money, but if you do, you can join Scentsy for $9 a month. I would love to have you. Would you say, Nettie?
I didn't say anything except I told my daughter, yes, I want peppermint tea.
Oh,
But I totally agree with you, Jacqueline. And you guys, this is so doable. Like it's so doable. I already had a girl join. She's already got the shooting star. This is doable. And so, but the problem is we just have to get our confidence back. And once you ask that one person, it snowballs into two. And once somebody joins, you start to get your confidence back. And so it just starts with the ask. And the thing that I love about the $9 special, Jacqueline, is this. You don't have to sell it for $9. It just gives you the confidence to offer it. Because really, I would rather people spend $99 because they're going to be more equipped. But the $9 gives you that boost. And let me just tell you guys this. So I listen to Dave Ramsey like 24/7. And yesterday I was listening to this Dave Ramsey show. This lady, Jacqueline, she's 78. She lives in a $650,000 house that's paid off, but she doesn't want to trade it in. She's lived there since she was 21. She's had it for 56 years. And she needs $500. And literally by the end of this call, she's figured out how to find $500. Y'all, she's 78. I have a guy on my team. We call him Stan the Man. He's 88 years old. He's the oldest guy on my team. He's been featured on the Thursday night shift before. And then my rock stars, 2 of my directors are in their 60s and 70s. So don't discount, like Jacqueline, you just said, really anybody. And I'm sitting there thinking, okay, I would sell the $650,000 house, blah, 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 but she wants it. She wants her house. So now she's tutoring for that extra $500. There, and if you looked at that lady, just from listening to her on the call, I would think, well, she's got it made.
I'm sorry. It's just ironic. It's ironic that she's telling this story, that this woman on Dave Ramsey is going to start tutoring to get $500, not joining an MLM, because she's probably not going to see ever $500 in a month to help pay her mortgage from Scentsy or any other MLM. And that should be a sign that she decided she's going to tutor and not join an MLM on Dave Ramsey. That story didn't even have anything to do with anything aside from don't discount old people from joining your team.
No, she needs $500. Okay. We got this. We can do this, guys.
Mm-hmm. I love it. And Nettie, I loved your energy. I think it's important too that we set a goal with ourselves to message until we get a recruit, right? And maybe aim for 3 or 4 recruits. And I love what you said about using the $9 to get them to do the 99, because that's really where, I mean, $9 can open up the conversation. But I love that because the huge bonus is in the $9 kit. And if you can get someone to invest that much, then they're probably going to stick around longer too.
We got to dig deep. And, Jacqueline, the first time they ever did a discount like this was in well, I don't know when it was the first time, but I remember in 2011, I recruited 21 people in 1 month, hit director the next month. And then I remember in 2019, there was some $19 special, and I recruited 14 people in 1 month. Guys, set a goal. My goal is 10 recruits this month. We can do this. I speak life into y'all. I speak life into myself. Let's just do it.
That sounds culty, ma'am. We can do this. I speak life into you. Go out and recruit life.
Just do it. Just talk to people. I'm on this rocket. I don't know what it is, some kind of investing thing. And I send it to people all the time, and like 4 people will do it in one day. I mean, people will sign up for stuff and people will join your team. So who's gonna do it? Donna? Is it gonna be you?
Just got to ask. Amber has a question. Amber, unmute and ask your question.
What if, like, my grandmother, she loves Scentsy, but she can't afford it all the time. But what if they're on a certain amount of, like, what if they get a check?
Girl,
Like,
they
what?
gotta sell a lot of Scentsy to worry about that. We worry about that stuff, and that is so silly. She'd have to be earning 500 a month and make 6,000 in a year. She's good, honey.
Yeah,
Because I
500
mean,
a month would
earning
be,
500.
yeah, that would be selling. I mean, 2,000 a month. You're earning. That's not even.
She'd have to be selling 1,800 a month for 12 months.
Yes.
And so I wouldn't worry about that until grandma becomes a rock star.
Yes.
Okay.
I was just thinking about that, like, whenever you're talking about this old lady, and like, I've had other people that are like trying to get on disability and stuff, and they'll ask me about it, and I'm like, well, I really don't know about.
I'm so confused about what just happened, but I'm almost positive that they just said it's too hard for an old lady to make that much money with just sales, while also saying don't leave out the old people. Which is it?
Make up your mind. The answer is don't worry about any of it until they are your number one seller. You're okay. We worry about that, and it's like, don't. Same with disability. Now, y'all, I don't worry about anything. I'm the most nonchalant, not worrier at all, but it is still true. Okay, it's true. You don't have to worry about it. They have to literally be selling $2,000, $1,800 to $2,000 a month.
Yep. Irene said each state has their own limit. I want to say, yeah, Irene, you're totally right too. I want to say most states are around 500 or 600 a month. So around that limit. And you're right. I mean, Amber, like, this could be a huge blessing for her. She could get discounted product because she's getting payback on what she buys. And if she does have a few friends that order, say she makes an extra $100, $200 a month. Wow. Like that, for someone like her that is fixed income and money's tight.
All right. So they weren't telling them not to join. They're just telling them it's not going to mess with their disability because they're never going to be able to sell that much. They said that quiet part out loud. Even if you're 18, you're probably not going to be able to sell that much to sustain your Scentsy business for too long. Take it from someone who was in there for 4 years trying. Unless you have a huge network of people to sell to and recruit, you're not going to make any kind of livable wage or even enough to fill your gas tank one time.
That really could be huge, Amber, you know?
Yeah, I'm going to ask her about it tonight.
Yes, you have to keep
Ask her.
Leave grandma alone. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Don't ask grandma to join your Scentsy team.
And like I've been telling my team, guys, post every single day in your stories, every single solid day in your stories. And then every 3 or 4 days, don't post another link on your page. Just comment on the one you already have because the analytics are already pretty high there. Don't keep repeating another post. Just comment. Even if what my team does is we go in there and say, I'll take a cooler. I'll take a pink one. So we raise each other's analytics.
Oh, what was that, ma'am? If you don't know, let's talk about this. Recently, all of the Scentsy consultants decided to run some kind of special where you got like this mini igloo cooler. I didn't, honestly, I did not pay attention to what was going on. I just saw people posting about it and sharing like the screenshots of the posts of these consultants posting about how if somebody buys something, they get a cooler. So they had to claim their cooler and say like, I want the pink one, I want the green one, whatever. So she just admitted that her and her team were in each other's comments claiming these coolers. How many other teams were doing that? Because hello, we just broadcasted that for you. You look like an idiot. That's a horrible business practice. You don't want fake sales. That doesn't look good for you, especially when you're sitting here in front of an entire Scentsy team saying you did that and recommending they do the same. It doesn't matter about analytics. Now everybody knows, and that looks shady as in any business.
So like if Amber, if you're over here, if you're on Cindy's team or vice versa, or if you two know each other and you go write something, Cindy, go comment to Amber. So we kind of help each other out.
I love it. Nettie, you are, yes.
I've also recently got a new recruit, but I just feel like she's having trouble with her sales.
Get her on this call.
For what? What have you given people that is so monumentally life-changing that's going to get them a ton of sales? From what I've seen, absolutely fucking nothing.
Yep. And I do think too, a lot of times too, just being new, I feel like we have to show the way too. It's, you know, so what's working for you, share with them. Maybe that's sharing every couple days. I know for my new girl, Jackie, that joined, I've been sending her like, I sent her the whip box picture. And I said, hey, post this with, you know, $35. You get all this. It's valuable.
Bring mommy my laptop.
And so I think that, you know, me sharing that. So she posted that and she sold 2 whip boxes. And so I would encourage you to, like, every 3 or 4 days, share something with her that's going to help her get sales, right? Maybe one day you send her a picture of a bag party. If you don't have a bag party put together, search Scentsy bag party on Safari, send her a cute picture and say, these are what bag parties are. Try to get one put together and try to get orders this next week. I think a big thing too with being new is you have to get the smells underneath people's faces. And that's the same thing with you guys too, right? If you have 0 prospect list, if my prospect list is low and I have no one that I can mention, no one that I can message the join kit to, I go back to asking people for parties and I go that route. So for example, about a year or 2 ago, it's been maybe 2 years. I can't remember. It's been a while. I went to my prospect list and I always write down whenever I contacted them last. And I was like, I literally contacted all 20 people on this list that's current, not very long ago. And so I was like, well, I don't really feel like, it was like a month before. And so what I started doing is going through that prospect list and asking if they would host a bag party. And it would just be easy. Like, Amber, would you like to smell the new spring summer scents? Let me know. I have a bag ready to go if you want to sniff. Amber, if you say yes, I'd say, awesome. Okay, let me drop it off at your work. So I drop it off at your work, Amber, and say, hey, see if you can get 4 or 5 people up here to order. And if so, I'll put you down as the host. Awesome. I didn't mention join at all, right? After you collect some orders from coworkers, then I'm going to say, Amber, you collected $300 in PRV. Why don't you just join? I know you've thought about it before, but I'll give you all these orders. It's $9 this month.
This proves the point that the end goal is almost always to recruit the customer. The number one customer is the consultant. And I think that's why also so many people have shied away from, I think that works. You know what I mean, though. They have stopped wanting to partake in the parties so much because we all know that the end goal is to make that person, the host of the party, a consultant. They want to be like, hey, look at all the people that you got to come to your party or you got to order. You could do this on a regular basis and join Scentsy and make this your business. That is how it is in these MLMs that are still doing parties. That's always been the end goal of the party. And Scentsy has always been very heavy on the party plan business side of things. In fact, they've even used that they are a party plan business in an argument against them being a multi-level marketing business, which is the same thing. But anyway, all of that to say, again, the end goal is always to get the host to join the Scentsy team, in my experience.
So those are kind of roundabout ways. If you don't have a prospect list, get a bag party out there, get them to smell the scents. And I would encourage your oh, sorry, Missy. Yeah, Safari's like Google. It's just an internet search engine. But I would encourage you, Amber, to new recruits. I always tell them, you're not going to sell unless people smell. You won't. You can post 10 times a day for a week. You can post twice a day for a week. But if people aren't sniffing the scents, you're probably not going to sell a whole lot. And so I would ask her, you said you're having trouble, selling. Who has sniffed your testers this last week? And if that's 0, then say, okay, let's get your test.
Who sniffed your testers this past week? Inquiring minds want to know.
That's too intrusive.
My bad.
Nobody. Like I sent her the buckets, and
Yeah.
she's posted the buckets. I've sent her the whip boxes. I
Yeah.
told her, I said whenever I joined, I sent people, like everybody, in Messenger and my phone contacts. I sent it to everybody.
Yeah.
And she says that she sent it to everybody, but
Again,
she's
though,
got like 2
did she have the
orders.
testers? Did she buy one of the kits with the testers?
Yes.
Okay. So go a different route with her and tell her that you want to get those scents underneath people's face, underneath people's noses, and say, okay, you've tried the social media thing, it's not working. So I'm going to challenge you this week to make one of your friends take this to work and share with their coworkers.
That is not how to run a business. That is not how you get sales. That is not encouraging to anybody. Oh my God. Maybe that person is just not good at sales. And that's what happens so many times in these MLMs. If you're not good in sales, you're not going to be good at selling the product. Shocker, I know. And you're definitely not going to be good at recruiting. So the fail rate is so high for those people who are not good at sales. And it sounds like this person with 2 sales is probably not good at sales. That's why in real sales positions, they interview. They also have job requirements like degrees in sales and marketing and things like that. They don't just join an MLM and hope for the best.
Well, here goes nothing.
Let her employees do the work. 9 times out of 10, people aren't selling because they aren't getting the smells underneath people's faces. So get the smells underneath people, and that works for you guys too. Like if you're struggling with sales this month, put a back party together and get someone to take it to their work, whatever you have to do. Maybe it's you say, hey, Joy, I have a Scentsy plugin. I'm a mini fan, whatever it is, that I want to give you for free if you'll take this bag of smells to work. All you have to do is get 10 people to sniff them. If you get orders.
She keeps saying mini fan, and all I keep thinking is like a mini fan, like you're a fan of something. I'm a mini fan of Justin Bieber. Like I like him a little, but not a whole lot. God, I can't believe I just said that out loud.
That's great. I've got a Scentsy mini plugin for you if you get at least a party order. So and don't break the piggy bank. Use stuff that you have in your office, right? Or have a room spray that I'll give you if you can get enough orders for a bag party. Plus, you'll get all the free and half price items. So get the product underneath people's noses. And again, if you don't have a prospect list right now because you've recruited everyone, get the smells underneath people's noses. Get them to a bag party. Get them to a home party, and then try to recruit them with a $9 special. But I think that's the missing link these days. Is when people are struggling, I'll ask them, and this just isn't for your recruiting, Amber, but I'll ask them in general. When was the last time you let someone smell the testers? Oh gosh, it's been probably. Then that's why you're not selling. You got to get that out there. You can't sell what people don't smell. Yes, you can get reorders from some people because they've bought before, but you cannot sell unless people smell. So you have to get the scents underneath people's noses. So if your sales are struggling this month, if they were struggling last month, did you get the smells underneath people's noses? And it was probably a no or not very much. Yes, exactly. So Amber, that's what I would do. I would focus on that. What we can do next month or next week, I will show you all different types of bag parties if you guys want. If you think that's helpful, put it in the chat. And next week we can all talk about all the bag parties you can do for summer. I've got little bag parties. I've got big bag parties. I've got diaper caddies that I turned into bag parties. So we can definitely do that. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we're gonna do that next Monday because I think it's so important. I think that we have. What'd you say, Amber?
One more question.
Yes, girl, go for it. You have it. Other people do.
Are they canceling our catalogs for next season?
I am not 100% sure.
Let's talk about that. I don't know why, but I'll show a clip here. In the end of month July call that I reacted to, within the product garble and discussion, there was talks about their catalog, and they did show it. I didn't put it in the video because it didn't seem very important at the time, but then I started thinking about it. I should have put it in the video, so we're gonna put it right here. They touched on the catalog not having any pricing. Not a single price is listed in the catalog. Not one. Why?
What? We're doing a catalog?
Of course we're doing a catalog.
We're doing a catalog? I thought we weren't.
Okay, so the thing about the catalog is, one, it's very beautiful. It has our new logo that we announced at SFR. It also has...
Is that better? No, this way.
Beautiful imagery of up-and-coming product. What it doesn't have...
Right here, this warmer, right there. Beautiful.
What it doesn't have is pricing.
No pricing.
And the reason is, well, one of the main reasons is, when we had to go to print with the catalog, we didn't know what the pricing would be because we had no idea where tariffs were going to land. We also realized when we said, if we can take the pricing out of the catalog, that doesn't mean we can adjust pricing willy-nilly. It just means that we can wait till later to set pricing so that we can make it as low as possible. But the other thing that it allows us to do is break the seasonality of when we launch products. This is only a representation of what consultants can sell, not a list, a complete list of what consultants can sell, which will give us so much more flexibility to come out with more product throughout the year to keep things fresh and energized. Consultants that need, or customers that need a price list, consultants can simply print a price list and put it in as a centerfold in their catalog.
Nice.
Which will work just like a printed price.
What is going on, Scentsy? So they told their consultants that they can supply a price list that they print out with the catalog if that is something they would like to do. Why are the prices not in the catalog?
It's hard to make it make sense.
I'm not 100% sure, but I know that if that is a route that they go, that they will have digital catalog type things for us to print that are like 1 and 2 pages. I can't remember what they're called. They're called something, but there will be, don't worry, it's not going away completely. It's a way that I don't know how much you guys know and don't know. So Scentsy is rebranding, and we are starting to go to the new branded stuff this fall, right? And it's beautiful and it's stunning, and there's new products coming out, but it's going to be a trickle effect. So
did you catch that FOMO? So this training was right before Scentsy Family Reunion. Scentsy Family Reunion is where they announced all of the changes. They unveiled the branding changes and all of those things along with the candle. If you didn't know, the higher ups within Scentsy, the top of the pyramid, the superstar directors, they get an advanced look at all of the new things coming to Scentsy. So they already knew all of the new things were coming. I don't know if they knew about the candle, but I know they knew about the catalog, they knew about the branding, and they knew about a couple of other things. It always piques my interest when they talk about things that they already know, because what they're doing is creating FOMO for all of the people who are not superstar directors. So the star directors and lower, all the way down the chain to the certified consultants, they don't get that information until it's released to everybody, including us, the public. The anti-mlmers even know about it now. They don't get that information. Only the superstar directors get the information before it's open to the public, which is super interesting because all of these consultants are walking around, most of them at least, are walking around thinking that this is their business, but they don't even know what's coming down the pipeline in their own business, which raises some questions that these consultants should have been asking to begin with. And I'm not playing the blame game because I was there. I should have been asking them too. It's just something that we don't think of because we were not educated on these things, which is why the anti-mlm community exists. Anyway, let's get back into it.
I'm going to ask you a question. If we had a set catalog that you could only order mainly this set catalog for 6 months, would you rather that, or would you rather digital images that you can print 1 page, 2 pages, and as we go along each month, more and more new branded stuff is coming out, and there's more flexibility with that, and there will be marketing materials. Don't worry, you're not going to be left without marketing materials. You will have marketing materials. You have things you can order from Scentsy with marketing materials. But would you rather us trickle out more and more and more and more of the new branded stuff, or just a set catalog where they can't bring the branding stuff out for another 6 months because that's what we were set on.
I say digital.
Absolutely. And so that's kind of the route they're going. It's not kind of, it is the route they're going.
She says digital because you made the other option sound like ass. Hello, manipulation much? This is cult-like behavior, in my opinion, allegedly.
And we will have tons of marketing stuff along the way. So if you're like dead set on a catalog, do not worry. I am old school. I like to have my catalog. This sounds silly, but we have catalogs on our toilets because, you know, if people ever sitting on the pot, they can look at a catalog. Do not worry. You will still have digital material. You'll still have marketing material. It'll be a lot of it. But the cool thing is, as we evolve in the next 3, 4, 5 months to all the new stuff, the cool thing is our personal websites and our workstation can change with that. And we aren't set on 6 months of the same thing. So futuristic, think about it. When I go to a restaurant, like at the airport, I have to scan QR codes for everything. There's no menu. I scan a QR code and pull it up on my phone. So it may not be that much different from Scentsy.
Oh my God. Again, this call is reminding me of when everything started to happen with Body right before they switched to just affiliate only. They're trying to make the shit smell good, and it doesn't. It stanks. Some may write something is going awry within Scentsy. It's just getting worse and worse, in my opinion.
And it'll be fine. It's actually future thinking. That doesn't mean that we won't have a new catalog next season. I'm sure I would 100% think we would. It's just with us changing things, since he was like, we don't want to lock in right now because we know we're bringing out all this new stuff. So if we do more of a digital approach for 6 months and see how that goes, then we have the flexibility to add more and more and more cool stuff along the way. So I really hope that makes sense. I'm putting catalogs in everyone's bathrooms. I love it. Love it. But don't worry. There will be tons of marketing material to buy on the workstation for you to print yourself with your own QR code. And again, a lot of this stuff is coming out in a few weeks. But don't panic. I'm in September and October, we are going to have 2 or 3 new products come out. And you guys are going to be so excited. Mark my words. It's going to, some of the things coming out.
So they knew about the candles. Not very, from what I've seen, okay, not very many consultants are very excited about the candles.
Now, a lot of y'all look pretty pissed off.
I'll just say that.
Are things that I've wanted for years. So SFR is going to be incredible. If you can't watch in person, I hope you're watching virtually. It's going to be amazing. Yes, but just know some really great things are coming. So in the meantime, you can't sell what you don't smell. So get the scents on people's noses. Amy and I will chat, Mark Charles, since we do Mindset together, and we will do a whole section on different types of bag parties. I know Amy does pouch parties, so we're gonna do a whole thing next week. Please join in because again, getting scents to people is the best way to sell. So I know we went over. Where's the link to order shirts? Oh yeah, so we have team shirts. Amy, I put them on our team page. So if you're going to Scentsy Family Reunion, the lady just gave me the link today to order shirts. You actually have until the 16th to order them to get them before SFR if you're going. That's if you're in the US. So I put the link on my team page. Amy put it on her team page. I put it on my director page. If you need me to personally message it to you, let me know. If you're in my group and you're going to SFR, an email is going out tonight, tomorrow at the latest. I've got to take people out that their SSCs don't want them to get the email because they're doing shirts. So it's taking me a little bit longer. But if you're going to SFR and you want a shirt for team day and your director or superstar director isn't doing one, I would love for you to wear ours. They're super cute. Let me show you what it looks like real quick. If you aren't in my group and you don't have a team shirt, I would love for you to order a team shirt and have one with us. So let me pull it up real quick.
Hey, Jack.
Yes.
I was just going to tell you that I was placing an order today and the 2026 calendar came up. If anybody is like me and is obsessed with your calendar, the 2026 one is now available.
Nice.
Yes. So there's
I love it.
that.
All right. Here's our shirt. It says more scents, please. Scentsy Family Reunion. And there's an option for white. There's an option for navy. And there's an option for tank or t-shirt. So they're super cute. Again, if you're not in my group and you don't have a leader that does them, I would love for you to wear our shirts on team day. You don't have to be in my team or group to wear them. So super excited. Again, if you're going to SFR and you are in my group somewhere, you will be getting the link tonight, latest in the morning. I'm waiting to hear back from a couple of leaders to see if they want me to send them to their group because I can't just send to other SSCs. But if you personally want the link, message me and I will send it to you. So look at that dog, Tiffany. Spoiled. All right. Well, I love you guys. It was so good to see your faces tonight. Tracy and Cindy and Tiffany and Carly and Amber, thank you everyone for joining us. I will get this uploaded on our mindset. I will also upload everything I talked about here in just a few minutes. So you guys have it. But I'm excited to see you guys next Monday. If you do have a cute little bag party or pouch party that you do, will you have it ready next Monday to share with the group? I would absolutely love it. So have a good night. I will see you guys next Monday. Bye, everyone.
You know, don't join Scentsy. It's going down in flames, in my opinion. But anyway, that was their training on recruiting before all of the stuff was unveiled, like the candle and the branding and the catalog with no pricing. Now I am going to react to their recruitment training from the same exact people, but after Scentsy Family Reunion. But you're going to have to wait for the next video. And as always, thanks for hanging out with me while I talk a bunch of shit, and I will see you in the next one.